2? Why can't I have 3? No, maybe you can go to talk to the staff. So I just walked away and then came back and, okay, I want 3. So it's, maybe that was hard to understand. Sorry, okay, that was my first and final joke for the evening, okay. So, so I'm here to talk about Minecraft from a developer's perspective, because otherwise I will just talk about features that may or may not become features. So what I want to talk about is that we get a lot of feedback and a lot of suggestions, and some are very often reoccurring, and though we never say never to certain suggestions. Whoop. Something happened. Okay. So I want to explain our way of thinking and why certain things are hard to do. But to begin with, the company who is developing Minecraft is Mojang. Mojang, or Mojang, all are fine. And we are working on these 2 games, Minecraft and Scrolls. And the company was founded last year in October by Marcus Persson, who is known as Notch, and Jakob Porsche and Karl Manne. These 3 guys are the founders of the company, and they quickly hired Daniel Kaplan as their business developer, because Daniel is very good at knowing people in the industry. And then quickly after that, me and Junkboy were added. And I was hired as a back-end developer for Scrolls, because Scrolls is going to be like a very development-heavy game. Scrolls is a trading card game, which we are working on now. But during Christmas, I started adding stuff to Minecraft because I was allowed to, and that turned into I became like an official Minecraft developer together with Notch. So there's 2 people on Minecraft now. During this year, we have added Tobias Möllstam, who is working on the websites and servers, and he's the guy who is mainly responsible for Minecraft being up now more than it's down. So that's a real achievement, I think. And we have Aron Nieminen. Sorry for that. He's the main developer for the Minecraft Pocket Edition. So he has made an Android version of Minecraft. And Daniel Frisk, he was hired to take the role that I was supposed to do. So he's now the backend developer for Scrolls. And he's actually much better at that position than I was, so that's a win-win in all situations. Yes, so me and Notch, we have this roadmap with main features that we must make in order to call Minecraft complete. During our development, we have decided that we are going to work like 50% on the roadmap, because those things are necessary but not really fun. For example, we want players to be able to find their friends in Minecraft, and then it would be nice if they could find friends using Facebook Connect and stuff like that. So it's architecture-like features, most of them, and they are not very fun to make. So we have decided 50% roadmap features, 50% fun stuff, and fun stuff is the thing that most players also think is fun, like rules and pistons and content features in Minecraft. But in reality, it looks more like this. Don't take this, I just made a pie chart. None of these are correct, but like we have lots of other stuff just getting in our way. So it's very difficult to actually do any fun stuff. Especially replying to emails and replying to tweets is something that I think is very important. So that kind of takes a lot of time, even though the tweets are only 140 characters. It takes a lot of time to to figure out clever replies to all of them. No is a clever reply, in case you wonder. Yeah. So yes. So we get a lot of feedback, and that's actually why I love this work, and it's something I hope everybody has the privilege to work on someday. Is that whenever we do something, we get a lot of feedback, and most of it is like this. It's very, very nice. It's like we can just we take a screenshot of a wall and we just post it online, and we get lots of feedback. We also get a lot of, oops, what happened there? I pressed the button. Let's do like this. Oh, escape. We also get a lot of feedback like this. Which is fine as well. It's great. It's feedback still. Some can get on my nerves, but most of it is good. And we also get a lot of this. So this question has two answers. The first answer is that Minecraft doesn't need fixing. The beta we have now is like a proper game, and people are playing it and they're enjoying it, and it could maybe be better. The second answer is that it will never be fixed. We have the roadmap I'm talking about. That's what we have to do in order to call it like 1.0. But I don't see an end to Minecraft, and maybe we won't be in 10 years ahead. We won't be the main contributors to Minecraft anymore. I rather see something like what has happened to Morrowind. Oh, sorry. Do you know the game Morrowind? Yeah. How the community has taken that into their hearts and continue developing on it. They have increased the texture quality and built lots of stuff around the game. And I think that we won't be able to compete with the rest of the world in having the best Minecraft experience in 10 years' time. But we will obviously work on something else then, maybe. I'm not going to say anything. There's a problem when I tweet stuff, or I say stuff on Reddit, or I say something in general, that people take it as a promise. And the most fun thing was when Notch said that, well, maybe in the future we're going to do Minecraft 2. Then it turned out that somebody picked it up. Oh, Mojang is working on Minecraft 2, when in the case it was just like some sentence not said in context of something different, and so I've become very wary about. I don't say things too easily because people take them as promises. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So these are the most of the questions. They are formed like this. Why haven't you? And why is starting a question with why is very accusing, so it puts us on defensive. So it's better to try to avoid asking why questions to us because we just get annoyed. But mostly what we are, the answer is usually like we're onto it, like we have already started it, or we have like at least talked about it already, or well, maybe, yeah. We have lots of things to do, so yeah, soon, maybe later, yeah. We rarely say definitely no, because then it's like talking like a politician. You have to answer a question without really giving an answer, because then it either turns out that's a promise, or it turns out like we are hating the community, and we have to change our minds later on. Are you waving to me? No? Okay. But when we say no, it's either because of gameplay balance reasons. I'm going to go through this in more detail later on, but gameplay and balance reasons, or technology reasons, like requirements, and personal reasons, like I'll come to something later on. So, gameplay reasons. So, Minecraft is kind of like different games to different players. Some people just want to build stuff, and that was it started. We have the classic Minecraft, which is still just a creative mode, and the reward of playing that game is just to build your house or a pyramid, and a bigger pyramid, and then swings to the pyramid. While the other kind of player are more for this exploration survival part, which we are currently focusing on for the next update. And then when it's a creative building game, well, I guess anything goes. I mean, it doesn't really hurt gameplay if you can fly. It just makes it a little bit easier to build what you want to build. But we are currently working on this survival game mode, where we want to keep it interesting, and we want to keep the world coherent. And one of I got a lot of flack for removing the spring effect from the pistons. I'm not sure if you're aware of the pistons, but it's a block that can push other blocks, and it's one of the few things we have incorporated from the community. And in the community version, the spring will push players or items very far away and up in the sky. And of course, people enjoy that, but it's not coherent with the rest of the game, because we have like falling damage, we have rail carts, and we have ladders, and if you have the spring, it kind of makes it imbalanced towards the other kinds of things you can build. So this is actually one of the things. Okay, I have to take this from the beginning. Do you know Monty Hall's Sorrow? Okay, he had a game show on television in the 80s, I think, 70s and 80s, and he has something called the Monty Hall problem, which is used in gaming theory, where you're given 3 doors, and one is a prize and 2 are not prizes, and then you choose one, and then the host removes one of the not prizes, and then you are asked if you want to switch your door, and the correct answer is you should switch your door. You can look it up on Wikipedia. But that's not why I have this picture. Because when I was a teenager, I bought a magazine called Dungeon when I was in London for the first time. And, oh, no, it was not Dungeon, it was Dragon. Anyway, there was an article about how to be a good dungeon master. And then they brought up the Monty Hall problem from another perspective, and that was that he would give prizes to the players that was so high that when you got like a really good prize, but lower than what people expected, they were disappointed. So I took that to heart as my game design rule, that you have to, when you add something to a game that is beneficial to the player, you have to consider if you want to add something which is even better later on. And you can imagine what it would be like if you got the best weapon in Diablo 2 on the first level. It would like kind of ruin the idea of the game. So relating to this piston spring effect, I believe that if we want the spring effect, it's better to add it later on than having it from the start and removing it when it's already released. So it's and also because it would limit our ability to add a block which gives this effect later on. So in this case, I decided that the pistons are supposed to push things and not throw them away. I mean, not throw them away, but like launch them. Yeah. So then we have technology reasons. and I thought it was good to have a screenshot of Minecraft here, because Minecraft is a voxel world, which is built up with blocks. No, and oops, yeah, okay. Oh, too far. Well, so it's a technical challenge to make these kinds of games. So I have to. This is just like when you're programming something, everything is kind of possible. I mean, you can't figure out stuff that you don't have information of. Like, you can't make a web browser that magically finds out all the users' credit cards, because you don't have that information. So that's not possible. But I mean, like, within reasonable, if you have the information, everything is possible. I went up at 5 a.m. this morning, so I might have some connection problems in my brain too. But the cost of doing anything or everything is that it takes time to develop it. You have to figure out how to do it, and you have to actually implement it. And the figuring out part is usually the one that takes a lot of time. The second one is that you need, when you add stuff, it puts requirements on your hardware. So if you want to make like a first-person shooter real-time strategy thing, it will not only take twice as long as doing either one of those, it will also put more. It will also require better hardware to keep more things in memory and better rendering distance and stuff like that. And we have the compatibility problem, which just relates to that you can't add a feature that requires OpenGL 2 to a graphics card that only supports OpenGL 1.1. So I mean, that's a hardware requirement, but it goes for operative systems as well. So, yes, that's what I was I was totally knowing that slide was coming. Yep. So once you add something and then you want to squeeze it in to make it possible to run on a reasonable computer, we have different optimization strategies. The obvious one is to use a better algorithm. This is also the hardest thing to figure out. The second, which is the most commonly used, is to use your memory, your working memory of your computer. In other words, pushing things, like caching results. Like if you have Fibonacci number series and you want to know Fibonacci 1000, it's a good idea to just calculate it once and then save it in a field in your memory. And obviously you can choose to do less. Like the explosions of TNT blocks, one very simple solution to allow more explosions is to decrease the number of particles. I mean, it's just add less stuff. That's an optimization as well. So this is the basic data structure of Minecraft. So you all know that the game consists of blocks. What's not so obvious is that you have these chunks, which are seen from above. It's 16 times 16, and then it's 128 blocks high. And each block has 20 bits of data. It's 8 bits for which kind of block it is. It's 4 bits for so-called metadata. This data is used for redstone power signal strength, and it's used for like repeater orientation and delay. So we try to squeeze in as much as possible in those 4 bits. And then there are 8 bits of lighting data. There's 4 bits for sky data and 4 bits of block level light. And the reason why we have separated them is because when the skylight changes, we don't want to recalculate the skylight for all blocks in the whole world. So we know already how much of the light on a block comes from the sky, how much light of the block comes from the nearby torches. So it saves us some time. Yeah, and as you can see, it takes another way. This is just like the minimum amount of memory it requires. We have other information per chunk as well. And in the game, 32 times 32 these chunks are loaded around each player, and usually you're playing alone, but on multiplayer it depends on how far apart the players are. And that's 80 megabytes. Since 32 times 32 is 1024, so it's easy to calculate from kilobytes to megabytes. Yes, so this is how much that is loaded. But if you consider, I don't know how much programming you know, but if you're going to display these, if I go back, if you're going to display all these blocks, you can't just loop through them and render them every time you're going to display the world. It won't work. So what Minecraft does is that it creates these display lists. So what is a display list? I'm going to comment on more Minecraft feature things later, but I need to explain this because this is an optimization which puts things into memory. And I think I should wait until you have left. It's very distracting. So the display lists, they keep check of which surfaces to render and their vertex data and stuff like that. And these display lists, they take the majority of the memory requirements. If you start Minecraft and you load a world and you check your activity manager, you will see Minecraft uses 500 megabytes of RAM, and that is because of the display lists. These are rebuilt every time something changes within a chunk. So it tries to rebuild as few as possible. So if you only changing one block, then usually only one of these will change. But if you change, for example, when the skylight changes, then all the surface chunks will change as well. So those were the technological reasons why we sometimes can't do stuff. And then we have personal reasons like taste and what we think is right for the game. And the last one is self-entertainment, what we think is fun for ourselves to make. Like some features are more fun to implement than others. And Bobby Kotick, CEO for Activision, I'm not sure if he's still CEO of Activision, but he probably is. He once said that we must take the fun out of making games, and that we obviously aren't listening to him. So now I'm going to talk about popular topics that often come up. And it's the world height, and why it takes so much bandwidth, and why we can't have, I'm not going to use so strong words as can't, but I mean why we don't have dynamic torches right now, and why we don't have translucent glass, and why we don't have dragons. So, the world height. I found this picture using Google. It's kind of funny. He tried to build a sprite and it didn't fit. This is mainly because of hardware requirements. As I explained earlier, we have these chunks and they have to be rebuilt and takes more memory and it takes more time. But that doesn't mean we'll never add a higher world again. What we have been discussing is that the Minecraft world expands indefinitely, almost in all directions. So, especially on servers, it can become very memory intensive. So we have discussed adding an option to have a fixed size world, because then you can predict how much memory your world is going to need, and then we can also allow different heights of these chunks. Another solution that Notch is very interested in trying out is to have dynamic chunk height, which means if you actually build higher than 128, then it will add the necessary space, like it will recreate that chunk in a different size. And that will definitely cause some bugs, but we may allow bigger worlds. So then there's multiplayer bandwidth. And we experimented a lot with this, and the large majority of our bandwidth, like over 80%, is still sending chunks from the server to players, and the actual block data. And we have improved it a little by changing the compression algorithm, but generally the options we have are quite limited. We have discussed client-side world generation, and that is what we're using on the Minecraft Pocket Edition. The problem with that is that the server and the client are depending on having exactly the same world generation versions, which means that we have to control the version of the level generator that was used when we created the world, and that is definitely doable. I mean, we did it on the Pocket Edition. It's just a little bit more complicated on a game that already is released. But we are working on. We're considering that solution, because then we would only need to send parts of the world that have changed. It will take a little bit longer time for the clients to actually enter the world then, because then it would have to generate a world that it doesn't know what it looks like, and then wait for the server to send them the changed values. The last point here is actually not from Minecraft, but if in case you're working on a clone in the future, you could consider actually doing some kind of peer-to-peer or like torrent-like distribution of the world. That will really ease up the bandwidth on the server, but it's quite a challenge to implement. And then we have the dynamic torches, which is also a popular discussion topic. The problem with dynamic torches is that every time you move, you will have to recreate these display lists with the texture coordinates and lighting values, which is fine as when you're a single player. But if you have many players running around, it will hurt your performance of the game. And I know people have made mods that does this, and they say it works fine, so it's also doable. The problem is that if it hurts performance, it's difficult to opt out, because lighting in the game affects gameplay. It affects the rules in which animals move and rules in which monsters spawn and stuff. So it's actually more a gameplay setting than a performance setting. So in that case, we have to consider that in case we are going to add dynamic torches. When I'm talking about dynamic torches, I'm talking about torches that you're holding in your hand, and when you move your light. And that's why also burning other things is that if a burning zombie should also have a light and stuff like that, it becomes a bigger problem. And then we have the translucent glass. As you know, the glass is it is what it is right now. So what we would like to have is translucent. I mean, something that you can see light through, but it's like a layer above it. And this, I told Notch that I was going to talk about this, and he was, maybe you shouldn't talk about it. It's kind of complicated to explain, but I don't care. I mean, when you are developing a 3D game, You have a layer. The distance from the camera and the object is put into something called a Z buffer, and that buffer is used to determine if something is in front or behind something else. The problem becomes when you have a transparent or translucent objects, because then you must render them in the distance from the camera towards the camera. And then we have these display lists that are in 16 times 16 models, or what you would like to call them. And that means that depending on from which angle you are viewing the glass, we must rebuild the display list in order to get the depth of the textures in the correct order. So I haven't been able to solve this in a like reasonable manner, and this problem it can be seen in the game now because if you have, for example, ice, which is translucent, if you look through ice, then water disappears behind it in certain angles. The same thing happens if you look through a portal, which also have the same kind of effect. And see water on the other side, you actually can't see the water, because the water must be rendered before you render the portal. And the way we are caching our display lists now, it's difficult to make it work properly. Yes, and then we have the dragons. This is also very popular to ask for. Not thinks it's interesting. The interesting part is like it's a really big entity that needs to be able to be rendered properly and collide properly with physics. And I say no, because we can do something else than dragons, I think. And that is just like, regardless of technology or regardless of gameplay, it's we can do something different, I think. But if people really, really, really want dragons, which apparently they do, maybe we should, maybe, I don't know. In either case, we will not make it possible to fly on dragons, because when you're flying, okay, maybe you can fly on them, but they will move really, really slow, or like walking distance slow in the air. Because if you're flying, people will on servers, they will travel long distances very rapidly, and that will put a lot of pressure on the server. And rail is okay, because when you're traveling by rail, you have already created all the chunks you're entering into, so the server will only need to read from disk and not generate completely new areas.
Sorry? I just don't understand, because you can use a mod for flying?
Yeah. The question was, I don't understand, because you can use a mod for flying. And in that case, we have to develop the game for everybody. So if we, it's the same with the torches. We have to consider the performance cost for everybody. So if you use a mod, it's kind of like, it's up to you. I will take questions afterwards. This is like the last slide, so it's not. I know about the plane mod. I haven't tried it myself, though. So, here are the pieces. Oceans. Yes. So we have.
Right now, you're the max, like 20 blocks below, and there's nothing in them.
Yes. The question was if we were going to add oceans, or like big bodies of water. We don't have that planned at the moment, but I never say no. But no, we don't have that planned at the moment. No. Yes.
Could you make the game run in NVIDIA 3D Vision?
If we could make the game run in NVIDIA 3D vision. I think that's definitely something that Notch would enjoy to do. He can like those kind of things, but I can't promise you. Sorry. Should we take a question over here? Yes.
What about neutral creatures like merchants or a dungeon type thing, but that's neutral?
If we're going to add neutral, like non-player characters, is that what you were asking for? We have that planned, yes. yeah, we're going to do something like that.
How about obsidian tools like Pix and Access?
If we're going to add obsidian tools, I can probably say no to that. But we will work on something that will be a tier above diamond tools, but it won't be a new set of tools. It will be something that affects your tools. Yes.
I realize it's quite a huge step, but are there any plans to maybe sometime release a client that's non-Java based?
The question was if we're going to release a client which is not Java based. Yes, on Xbox. no, it's
Java is quite, well, it takes up quite a lot of resources on the system. And there are more effective ways.
Yeah, I guess if you would code it in C++, you would be able to manage the memory better. And you could make the memory management more efficient. But I don't see in the near future any reason why we are going to make a new client. So, I think you. Yes, you. Sorry? What will be? Gamma. Oh, sorry, I thought you said camera. So I was, sorry. If we're going to control gamma, I don't know. Probably. It's not like we're working on it right now, but sure, we should add it to the list of stuff to do. So, I think you. How many programs are employed at Programmers are employed at Mojang. It's me and Notch and Jacob and Daniel and Tobias and did I forget someone? Yeah, and Aron. So we're 6 programmers, and we also have an intern from Germany who is programming. So we could say that we are 8 programmers, no, 7 programmers in a company of 10. Yep.
So Java, Minecraft being written in Java, generally is fine, I would say. But obviously you have to use bindings like Joggle to use OpenGL. Does that sort of hold you back from using some of the more advanced features in the likes of OpenGL 3 that you might find optimize Minecraft a bit better?
The question was if using a...
In the fantasy world, where you could write Minecraft in a different language, do you find writing in a different language and being able to take advantage of the likes of C++? Would that solve most of your performance problems then?
I'm stuck on how I'm going to recreate your question so everybody can hear. But I think the question was if we feel limited for using Java, and if we use a different language, we could use better features. No, I haven't felt that problem. No, not really. No. Who raised their hand first? Too many hands. I think you have been holding for a while. Yeah.
What's the secret use for
Ah, this. What is the secret use of shears? It's secret. Okay.
Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
How will you make animals more persistent?
The question was how we will make animals more persistent. What we are going to do is to animals will spawn with the world generator initially. So which means that when we create new chunks for the world, we will also generate animals. And once you kill them, they are dead, with a really small chance of getting new ones. It's not implemented yet. It's just a plan, and we also have to solve the problem of how to move animals before we can make that. And probably the wolves will come into play there, like you use wolves to herd them. But this is just speculation, so it's not a promise. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But yes, we're going to make animals more persistent. That's the plan. You have already asked. Thank you.
How do you think releasing the source code to different mod editors will affect millions of companies?
The question was how I would think that releasing the source code will affect Mojang.
Yeah.
Or Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft
Or
sale.
the whole thing. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I see it a little bit like an experiment. I think that there will be mods that will be better than the official Minecraft. That's my anticipation. Like groups of people that add tons of stuff to the game, and people, why aren't you playing Minecraft New Horizon, or what they call it? But on the other hand, when people say that, my mod is very popular, I have like 2,000 downloads, we have to consider that, but we have several million players, so we are still developing for the large audience. And these that want everything out of the game, they will find these really fantastic mods. And of course, that will be a challenge for us, because people will come to us and say, why aren't you doing this? Because this team has done this. So of course it will raise the competition within ourselves somehow. I just mean that mods are becoming better and better later on, and I think that's really refreshing, because it's very inspirational to see that people are doing really nice stuff. I don't have a better answer than that. No, so many hands. What's going to do? I'll take you. No, that the guy with the box. Yeah, you with the box.
Well, I was wondering if the alpha users will they have to pay for the Xbox version of the game?
The question was if alpha users are going to have to pay for the Xbox version. And I don't know.
Because, as far as I can remember,
Yes, Notch said that alpha people are going to get all future versions of Minecraft for free, and I can't answer that question. It's a nice promise, but then suddenly we have like somebody else doing the Xbox version, and then when we do have like lawyers and stuff involved, then suddenly everything becomes very complicated, and so that's why I can't answer that. We'll see, I guess. Sorry. Yeah. If we are going to add quest and storyline to the game, we will add some kind of meaning for those who want an adventure. But yes, but we will not add like it will be like a components of a storyline somehow, because we still want it to be like a sandbox adventure. So the different parts may not fit together correctly, but in your own fancy, it may become a storyline, hopefully. But yes, we want to add like end game challenges. And the fantastic game Therrre was a real good inspiration for that. I mean, you can see some inspiration coming from Minecraft to Terraria, so I think it's fair game, right? The
guy with the red hat.
The guy with the red hat.
Far back.
Oh, let's take the guy with the red hat.
Are you going to add any repair tools for repairing your own armor or gadgets?
If you're going to add uses, add repair tools. It's not on the list at the moment. But you mean like if you have a broken pickaxe and you add one diamond and you get a new one? So, no, it's an interesting idea. Yeah, we take you.
Yeah, are you going to make NPCs, like human NPCs?
Yes, it was asked previously, but we are working on something similar to that. Yes.
Yeah, all right. And then, are you, is Terraria a challenge for you?
If Terraria is a challenge for us.
Yeah, you know, like sail.
If Terraria is a competitor, like to Minecraft.
Yeah, a little.
No, I don't think so. Terraria is like an action platforming game which feels more like Diablo than a building game. So I don't think it's game development is usually not a zero-sum game. A zero-sum game is when, in order to gain advantage, somebody else has to lose that advantage. But in a game development, it's not really the case, because it's only the case in big multiplayer games, because then you have to, if you're playing World of Warcraft, then you won't have time to play EVE Online also. But when it comes to games, you don't play for as long. I mean, Terraria and Minecraft, you play them for a very long time, but still they are not exclusive to each other. Like they don't really
So
kill
it's
each
not
other.
going to be a problem, you know.
No, I don't see it, the game as a problem. You.
Yeah, what is your opinion on server mods like Bucket?
No, my opinion on Bucket or server mods. Yeah, they're doing an excellent job, I think. So, I don't remember who is holding up their hands, but so if you want to have the question, you must look really, really tired, so I can see your pain. You're doing a good job.
Are you going to add any more uses for items such as sulfur, like monsters, besides, well, the sticky pistons thing
If we are going to add more uses to existing items
that you get from mobs?
that we get from mobs, I have planned to go through each and every item and every block that exists in a game and figure out ways of adding more uses for the same kind of item. But still, I'm not going to force new users on it. It has to be like an interesting idea. So either like we get suggestions or we have divine inspiration or something. But I mean, it's not planned at the moment. I'll take something from you in the far back, closest to the wall.
With the Minecraft Xbox game, do you have downloadable title or retail
if the Xbox game will be a downloadable game or a retail product, I don't know. I thought it was Xbox Live Arcade, so I guess you can download it. I actually don't know. I should ask that when I get back. And the guy in front of you. A release on Steam? No, it will not be released on Steam. You in the red shirt.
Will there be any new additions to Redstone, like different products of Redstone Dust and Torches?
If we are going to add new items to Redstone, yeah, well, obviously, I know, but I mean, we're adding the piston now, and we will add every time we need something, or every time we want to add something that can be activated, Redstone will be included, and we will probably not add new Redstone components like the Redstone repeater. I know people have requested like AND or NOR gates, but we think that it's more part of the world that you actually build them with blocks. Even though not really enjoyed the idea of a circuit board workbench, but I mean that's not the same thing as actually adding it to the game. So, but we will definitely add more things that can be activated by Redstone. I'm trying to clean up the hands over here, so we take you in the back. There. If we're going to add more things to Nether, we don't have anything planned at the moment, but I know Notch has said that he thinks that the Nether isn't interesting enough yet. So it will get some kind of new content added to it. But I can't say when. You.
There's some people talking about this mystical character Herobrine. Is there going to be anything with him?
If we're going to add Herobrine?
Yeah.
No, we removed him last update. You. Why I added achievements? Notch really likes achievements. So. Sorry? No, I wouldn't say it was just to follow other games. It was some people really enjoy achievements, and those that don't enjoy achievements can ignore them. That was kind of the discussion.
So you didn't think that it would actually enhance the keyboard?
It enhances it for those that thinks it's enjoyable to get them. I mean, one part of the achievements was also to add some kind of tutorial for new players, because it gives you a clear goal, and if you don't know what to do, you can always focus on that goal. We had some discussions whether it should be called achievements or not. We don't. Okay.
About the flying thing.
Yep.
The boats in Minecraft, aren't they faster than walking?
Yes, that is true. The boats in Minecraft is faster than walking. Yes.
Yeah, then wouldn't it be the same time flying
Yeah.
boat speed?
Yeah, we're flying at boat speed. Yeah. Why not? That is actually a very clever, because that comes back to the Monty Hall problem I was talking about earlier. Because if we increase the speed of something, then that becomes the fastest thing possible. So there you have to relate everything to the fastest that exists already. So maybe we should. I think what you meant was that we should slow down the boats, right? No, I'm just kidding. You. If heroin actually exists. Well, I can't say I ever saw one in the game. Is that answer? It's fun to believe, right? So, okay, you.
What are you going to do to add a new drop of zombies? Because they drop feathers and chickens all even kill themselves.
Oh, okay. If we're going to add any new drops to zombies.
Yeah, because chickens already drop feathers.
Yeah, it definitely have to add some more.
Does it even make sense for zombies to drop feathers?
No, what happened was that feathers were added to the game before chickens were added. So, to answer that, the classical myth, feather or chicken. Oh, no, never mind. So that's why where are you supposed to find feathers? Oh, I put it on the zombies, and then it has to remain. But yeah, they should have some kind of drop on their own.
Do you have any plans on improving the building of the game, like how, like if you want to build a bridge that you're standing on, do you have any plans to make it so that the placing of blocks can be placed without pointing out?
The question was if we are going to make it easier to build in general, and for example, when you're trying to build a bridge in front of you, it's very difficult. You have to crouch, and then you have to lean forward and put it under you. And we haven't discussed this about the PC version, but on the Pocket Edition, where you have it's kind of hard to aim at times. I have it here. So it's kind of hard to aim at times. So what we did was that if you're walking forward to a ledge and you're looking at least, whoops, am I dropping this? And you're looking at least 45 degrees down, but you can't see it, and you don't get any aim on the ground below it. Then we try to put it under your feet, forward you, so you can actually walk forward and build a bridge like this.
So when will you add that to the PC version?
We haven't discussed it. I mean, for this game, it kind of was necessary, but I mean, I don't know why I brought this thing up. I just wanted to show you, but I there's like no. Can you look? Can you see that? It's no. I can show you afterwards if you want to see it. No. Okay, since you waved.
Will the Pocket Edition be available to other Android phones or just the Xperia Play?
It will come to other Android phones. I can. We will try to. It currently only works on Android 2.3 or later. So we are currently working to make it work on Android 2.1. So when you're getting a new phone, make sure to at least have 2.1 or later.
Do you have any thoughts on the development process of releasing a game gradually before it's finished? Would you have preferred to release Minecraft all at once as a finished product?
If I had preferred to, if I did releasing the game early with updates contra releasing a finished product, I think this was perfect for Minecraft, because what keeps the game alive is that it's constantly evolving. And I mean, if we hadn't done this, or Marcus hadn't released it early, then he would have to work 2 years on a game, then maybe something would happen. Now he had the luck to be able to really work on it without taking the chance. And when we are making new games, Scrolls and other games, we will release early. And that is something that hasn't been possible earlier, but has become possible now because, one, the internet, and two, people are prepared to use internet to buy stuff. I don't think Minecraft would have benefited of being like really developed and released. So, yes. I think there's some hands in the middle. Have you? Yeah, we take you.
Have you ever planned for adding more weapons? Because the bow and arrow and the sword are getting pretty boring. Like some more variation.
If we plan to add any more weapons?
Yeah.
Yes. We are not working on any new weapons at the moment, but Notch is trying to make combat more interesting.
Yeah.
So he's added critical hits, and you can, if you jump and like fall down a step and then hit something, then you deal double damage and stuff like that. So he's trying to make it more interesting, but we don't have new weapons planned at the moment. But I don't know when we'll add something like that, but in the future, I guess. You look tired, so.
Are you considering making any sort of multiplayer mods, like Team Deathmatch or Capture the Flag or something? It seems like a silly question at first, but I'm thinking like you get a base and the other team gets a base, and you sort of trade resources to build different weapons and use tactics to capture the flag.
Yeah, the question was if we were going to add more multiplayer modes, competitive game modes, for instance. We have talked about it, especially Capture the Flag. Like you have to build your base, and then you have to get the other, like dig your way into the opponent's base and stuff. The reason why we haven't added that is because it's not very high priority at the moment, and it's quite kind of much to work on. Also, once we start adding competitive game modes, then it becomes much more important that it actually works with balance and hit boxes and stuff like that. So it's not so high priority for us. That's all I can say right now.
Are you going to be able to go up to someone in Minecraft and challenge them on a game of Scrolls?
If we're going to be able to go up to somebody in Minecraft and challenge them on a game of Scrolls and play it in Minecraft.
Yeah, preferably. Like you
Actually, that would be possible. I mean, technology speaking.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
But I won't say that would be the first release of Scrolls. But I definitely see it as a possibility in the future. Yes. Yep.
Why is Obsidian the hardest material in the game? Even harder than Diamond?
Why Obsidian is the hardest?
Yeah, I mean normally it's like black.
Yes, yeah, and it cracks. I don't know.
Are you going to change the bow and arrow to not be Gatling guns?
Yes, the bow and arrow currently fires as quickly as you press the button, more or less. And Notch has said that he wants to change that. Is it StarCraft 2 in the other hall? Counter-Strike. Oh, phew. Then I don't have to rush. Yes. if we're going to add some kind of more advanced physical objects, dynamic moving pieces. Maybe. But probably not. I think we will, if we add more dynamic moving parts, it will still be fairly restricted to like one block movements. I mean, I don't dare say anything other than that. It's kind of unlikely at the moment.
Question number 2 then. Is there any chance of there being any things like scrolls and magic in the game?
If we're going to add some kind of magic or scrolls or there's a definite possibility for that. Yes. Thank you.
Is the Xbox version going to be Connect compatible, and what sort of controls we have? We can like standard mining, and also is there like a possibility to add some sort of scaffolding or like easy to remove building like platforms? So when you're trying to build something, you fall down, you don't have like put 5,000 blocks of dirt to come up, so you can have like a ready-made, easy to remove platform that you can remove when you're done.
The first question was if Xbox is going to have Kinect support.
Yeah, and what sort of controls we have.
I don't know what the controls will look like, but I know Microsoft has pushed the Kinect very hard. It was kind of a it will have a Kinect support. I don't know what it looks like. Yeah. The second was if we're going to add some kind of scaffolding. So so you mean like you're building something outside of the house, and then when you're finished, you can remove all of it really easy.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So like sometimes when you are building a huge house, like a huge tower, and you're almost at the top, then you fall down because like, your cat comes to like hit your keyboard or something. Then you fall down, and then you like build all the way up with dirt, finish your stuff, and then go like remove everything, and like oh shit, I left one block. Then you're like screwed. You have to build all the way up, remove it, and build all the way down.
Maybe we haven't. It's a new idea. I'll think of it, but you kind of want something like sand, sort of, but quicker. It's very annoying to wait for sand.
So that you can travel up and down between platforms without like constructing new ones.
You want to be able. So you want like sand with a ladder on it. Okay, but I think sort of. Yeah.
Something like that. They have it like outside the building.
Yes. Okay, yeah, sure. I don't know. Yeah, you and the.
What will be in the adventure mode?
Well, we are trying to keep. What will be in the adventure mode? Well, we try to keep it secret, but it will be more stuff to explore and more challenges. Is that okay? Yeah, and big scary dragons that flies on top of other dragons. Right, I mean, yeah, you.
Do you have any ideas of new biomes or flora?
If we have any new ideas for biomes or flora, yes. For instance, the cocoa tree is still pending, and the second thing is that me not kind of liked the idea from Therrre where you have like this areas that are interesting to return to because you find certain resources that only are available in certain areas. So we are definitely going to add see what we can do to make more like location-based things to find. Are you holding your hand, or are you just tired? Are you in? Okay, we take you in the cap. Aha, sorry, the red cap. But the white cap hasn't asked the question. We take the white cap. If it will be possible to lock chests. People have been making mods that chests are locked by name. So, yeah, we haven't talked about that either, so I don't really know. It's not on our list at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. I think I must take a final question now. So we take... since there... No, we take you then. No, sorry. Please. Yeah, you.
With another implemented, will there ever be some kind of heaven with free beer?
If we were going to have NPCs, if there were going to be a tavern with beer. Was that a question?
No, we have the nether.
Nether?
Nether, hell.
What was the beer question?
Will there ever be some kind of heaven free too, with free beer?
With free...
Beer, like a drink.
A heaven with free beer. I can say we haven't thought about that, but I like beer, so yes. All right. Do I have time for one more? No. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
It's not on. It is?
But now the sound guy got it. Thank you for this presentation and this questioning thingy. Thank the audience for coming here, and a warm applause. Thank you, thank you. Glöm inte bort att komma till den föreläsningen som kommer om en kvart. Det är föreläsning om e-sport.
Arena coverage field there.